Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of UA Eats. I'm UA, and today we're going to be trying a restaurant that I've wanted to try here in New York for a really long time. We're going to be trying a place called Veselka. Now, not just relevant in New York because of more recent geopolitical events, Veselka has been around since the 50s and has been serving authentic Ukrainian food in the East Village ever since then. Now, apparently the East Village used to be filled with Slavic restaurants, and while there still are a decent amount now, Veselka is one of the last original ones still left, but they say for good reason. It was established in the 50s, and around the 70s and 80s, it started to get objective accolades for its great food. More recently though, Veselka has been on the map as more of a rallying point for support for Ukraine during the Ukraine war. Hundreds of people would line up outside of this restaurant, lines all the way down the block and around the corner to eat here and show support for Ukraine during the war. Current events aside though, I've always wanted to try Veselka. I mean, this place is like a New York staple, and I've actually never really had Ukrainian food before, so you know what? Let's give it a try. It's great that this place is a great rallying point for support for Ukraine, but I'm kind of curious about how good the food is here, aside from current events and things like that. So let's give this place a shot and see how it is. Come on, let's go. Okay guys, we are inside the famous Veselka, legendary Ukrainian restaurant here in New York, here in the East Village. Now the restaurant is decorated in a really patriotic way. Given recent events, not too big of a surprise, but I think it's always been this way, to be honest. Even on an off-peak day, Monday, a late lunch, it's pretty crowded, pretty slammed full of people. Surprised I got a table. Very beautifully decorated, not just with the flags, but also some nice paintings on the walls. So yeah, really cool, lively, colorful space. Let me show you the menu real quick. So they got some drinks at the top there, a pretty extensive alcohol list it looks like. I don't really drink, but you know, just wanted to show you guys in case you guys were interested, the libations that they have here. But yeah, everyone says that the pierogis are excellent, so gotta get some of these. They even have like a whole stand with Ukraine bowl, and then at the bottom they have what look like a lot of typical Eastern European Ukrainian foods, I presume. I'm just gonna say straight up, I am not an expert at all, nor do I know really anything about Eastern European food or Ukrainian food. I'm just presuming these are more traditional Ukrainian foods. Beef stroganoff, stuffed cabbage. I hear good things about this chicken paprikash, blintzes. They got some combinations, you know, like a meat plate, a deluxe meat plate, potato latkes on the back, and then all sorts of random stuff like fish and chips and, you know, burgers and grilled cheese, Reubens, stuff that doesn't look really that Eastern European to me. You know what? We're in luck because I was trying to figure out what to order, and I wanted to order lots of stuff to show you guys as many things as I could. And luckily for us, it is restaurant week. So for 30 bucks, we get all this. We get a cup of soup, we get a potato pancake, I'm guessing this is a potato latke, and we get one of those deluxe meat entrees, or vegetarian, and a dessert for 30 bucks. So, not bad if you ask me, especially considering that the meat plate alone is 24 bucks just on its own, and the borscht is already 6 bucks on its own too. So just those two items alone are 30 bucks. But we get all this for 30 bucks, so what's not to like? Let's order. Hi, I know what I want. I'm just gonna do this restaurant week prefix.
You want the vegetarian or the meat one?
The meat one. Yeah, no worries, take your time.
Thank you. Restaurant week, what soup did you want?
I hear the cold borscht is pretty good.
It's very popular.
Okay, I'll do that.
And mushroom gravy or tomato sauce on your meat stuffed cabbage?
Mushroom gravy or what do most people get?
I'd say mushroom gravy.
Okay.
It's very good. It's not too mushroomy or anything.
Okay.
It's very creamy. And do you know what you want for dessert already, or do you want to wait?
I'll do a blintz.
The blitz?
Also, I have a shellfish allergy. None of this has
You don't have
shellfish.
to worry about it.
Okay,
Anything
cool.
else for you? Something to drink?
Just water is good.
Great.
Okay, this is a cold borscht. They're really committed to it being cold because It looks like they have, I think those were ice cubes inside it. Oh, no, nope, not ice cubes. Those are beets. I thought those were ice cubes at first. Yeah, I've never really had borscht before. Maybe I had it once or twice and I didn't know what it was. And usually I'm not a fan of cold soups like gazpacho. Usually not for me. But this is a nice looking soup, I gotta say. It looks pretty nice and refreshing. I like the enticing pink color. Kind of almost makes it feel like a tropical drink. Even though it's liquid, somehow it just looks really fresh somehow. Let's try the borscht. Whoa. Let's try more. Wow. Wow. You know, I gotta be honest, I didn't think I was gonna like that. I usually don't like beets. I usually am not a beet fan, but I like that. The beets are more subtle in flavor, like it's not very in your face, the beet flavor. And the color is also not too red. Like usually when you eat like beet dishes, sometimes it's like super red, like almost like blood red in a way, and it's really unappetizing to look at. But no, this is like a nice, pleasant, pink looking beet soup. I do not know at all how borscht is made, but I'm guessing the pink flavor might be because they added some cream, because there is a creamy taste to it. Like it's not too healthy in taste. It tastes a little bit creamy. Oh, really good. It tastes refreshing, pretty healthy because it's made with beets. Not too healthy though. It tastes a little bit creamy, so not exactly good for a diet, but not bad for it either. You know what will help though? It's good, but I feel like it could use a bit of a kick, a bit of spice, just a tad, and black pepper should be perfect. Oh yeah, I feel like that probably did it. Now it almost looks like a drinkable dragon fruit. Okay, I'm gonna admit it. I was wrong. Don't add black pepper to that. It was perfect the way it was. It was better balanced before. The black pepper. Oh, thank you so much.
Have you had this before?
Never.
Okay, so the sour cream and the onions are meant to be eaten with the pierogis.
Okay.
And the green horseradish salad is a nice like palate cleanser in between your bites.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Yo, those reviews were not kidding. The service here is so fast and so friendly. Our meat plate has arrived. Okay, so here is the meat plate. The server was kind enough to explain to me some pointers. Since I'm so new and such a noob at Ukrainian food, she said that the sour cream and the onions are meant to pair with the pierogi. This is a palate cleanser, and the applesauce goes with the potato latke. Honestly, everything looks pretty good, so I cannot wait to dig in, so I'm just gonna do it. Let's start with the pierogi first. Let's dig in. Now, one of these is a meat pierogi, one is potato, and the other is sauerkraut and mushroom. Which one will this one be? Not bad. This is the meat pierogi, so just gonna show up close. This is the meat one. The skin tastes really, really good. Like you can tell that this is homemade dumpling skin. It's got like a nice chew to it and a nice homemade texture. Not too different from homemade Chinese dumplings. The meat, I'm just gonna be honest, is a little bit dry. It could stand to be a little bit juicier, a little bit fattier, but maybe that's what the dipping sauces are for. Let's see if the sour cream jazzes it up. Yeah, that definitely helped. It makes it not too dry and not too stringy. All right, meat pierogi down. Now let's see if this is cheese or mushroom and sauerkraut. That's mushroom and sauerkraut. Now this almost basically completely tastes like a Chinese kind of food. There's actually one specifically that comes to mind, either a vegetable dumpling or what's called a jiaocaihe. It's a very, very similar flavor, also with homemade dumpling skin on the outside. It's good. The mushrooms taste really fresh, and the onion filling also pairs well with it. I think it could be a little bit saltier. It's a little on the bland side for me, but it does taste really fresh, and the dough indeed made is really freshly prepared. Let's try it with the onions, why don't we? This onion sauce is excellent. It kind of reminds me of like stewed onions or onion sauce that you sometimes get at good hot dog carts. Really, really good onion sauce. And it combines perfectly with the pierogi and the pierogi's filling to make it much more savory and much more delicious. Though it was rather strong, so let's try this palate cleanser. I think this is some sort of like beet salad with horseradish, and this is really nice to eat, really comfortable to eat, just like that pickled ginger between bites of sushi. Like, I feel like I could just eat this with a spoon back home. Process of elimination. The cheese filling tastes pretty nice, although to be honest, it kind of blends in a little bit too much with the homemade dough. Like the homemade dough is a little bit chewy and a little bit neutral, so it kind of just morphs together and it kind of just tastes like you're eating like a big mushy dough ball. I think a little bit of salt would help, and some of this onion paste, no doubt. It helped a little bit, but I still prefer the other two. Now let's try a bite of the sausage. It's easy for me to just pick up like this and not try to fumble with filming myself cutting it with just two hands, so I'm just gonna pick it up and eat it. Hard to see, but the sausage has nice filling, some nice spices stuffed in there along with the meat. It may just look like a hot dog in the video, but I assure you it is nice and juicy on the inside. It's got some beautiful grill marks on the outside. It's well charred on the outside. Nice and juicy and tender and nice grilled flavor. It's a good sausage, although not too different from other sausages you might have, like Polish sausages or bratwursts or anything. And now let's try what I've been excited to try this whole time. Stuffed cabbage. Wow, look at that. It's like a slightly healthier lasagna or something. Just cabbage wrapping pork as well as rice, slathered in like this mushroom gravy. Looks pretty good. It's kind of falling apart. Let's ditch the fork and scoop it with a spoon. Oh, wow. Let's go with the second bite. Honestly, this mushroom gravy is just so good. It just tastes like it was made with like fresh mushrooms. Really, really fresh mushroom flavor. Not too creamy. Like you can really taste the mushroom, and it might even have some real pieces of mushroom in it. Like I think this might be a piece of mushroom. The rice and the meat inside is nice and juicy and flavorful, well seasoned and delicious. It's kind of like how a beef Wellington is like wrapped and delicious with all the layers, only this is kind of more like a smothered burrito, almost like a smothered Tex-Mex burrito, only it tastes healthier, it tastes lighter, less spicy, more savory, more light because of the rice and the cabbage on the outside. I gotta say, I'm a noob when it comes to Eastern European food, so I've never had stuffed cabbage before, but that is awesome. And the last thing, our potato latke. Now, I've had potato latkes before, but this one looks like it's fried really well, nice and golden brown. I love these crispy, kind of like diner hash brown-like charred edges. Can't wait to try this. First, a bite on its own. Now a bite with the applesauce. Really good. Now, I haven't met anyone on this earth who does not like hash browns. So if you like hash browns, you will love potato latkes. It's basically just like a thicker, more together hash brown. These crispy bits are just so delicious. The middle of this latke pancake, more soft potato texture, like you're eating like mashed potatoes or something. And it really is like eating almost like, slightly almost like layers of potato. And it pairs perfectly because you get soft potato starch on the inside, crispy edges and crispy outside. And if you do choose to pair it with the applesauce, the sweetness of the applesauce and slight sour tartness, it just goes perfectly with the deep fried potato. Ugh. The only problem is that the wetness from the applesauce does kind of make the potatoes slightly soggy, like it kind of offsets the crispiness a little bit. But if you prioritize the flavor over the texture, you're gonna love to add applesauce. Otherwise, just eat it as is and it's gonna be good too. All right, guys, I just got back from running some errands. Right now, I'm not doing the YouTube full-time yet, so I kind of just film and make videos whenever I have time. Oftentimes, when I happen to have to go into the city for something, along the way, I will also film a video. But you know, now I have time again, so let's finish the vid and let's try our Veselka dessert, our blintz, to go! Okay, so this is our blintz. It looks a little bit different than what I was expecting. I've had blintzes before. I've had it at Zabar's once, and it wasn't quite this wet. Like, this almost looks like a crepe or something. I was expecting it to be a little bit more dry, almost more like a turnover, but maybe Ukrainian blintzes, maybe they're different. Maybe Zabar's just makes it a certain way. But, yeah, really interesting. And they gave us what looks like some sort of jam or sauce or maybe even like a chutney to pair it with. So we're gonna try it on its own first, and then we're gonna try it with the sauce. Okay, let's give it a try. To be honest, it's a little dry. The cheese that they have on the inside is quite powdery and quite chalky. I would like the cheese to be a little bit more wet or more moist, or for them to kind of combine it with something else to sort of make it more creamy and more moist and less dry. To me, I find this a little bit dry. I don't know if blintzes in the Ukrainian fashion are just supposed to be like this. So if it's supposed to be like this, then okay, maybe I'm just not used to it. But I think I preferred the one that I had at Zabar's. The outside was a little bit more crispy and hard, and the inside was less dry, less powdery, and a little bit more moist. But let's see if the sauce kind of rectifies that. All right, we still got that cheese filling, but we have some jam on the other side as well. Actually, the sauce does exactly what I said. The sauce, it kind of pairs well with the dry, chalky, powdery cheese, and it makes it less chalky, less powdery, less dry, and it adds like some fruity tartness. That sauce just like saved the day. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna finish this, but before I finish, I just want to share some of my thoughts on Veselka. Overall, my experience at Veselka, I would say that the food was overall pretty solid. I thought some things were better than others. I really liked the stuffed cabbage. I thought that was excellent. I had never had anything like that ever. The pierogis I was a little bit underwhelmed by. Overall though, I thought it was not bad. I'm not sure if I would eat it again or if I would eat it often, but it wasn't bad. I would say overall though, for Veselka, it's really highly reviewed, and it has a great history here in New York and in the East Village. But I felt like Veselka was a good restaurant, like it was a good neighborhood restaurant, like a solid diner type feel. But I wouldn't say it was like an amazing restaurant that will blow you away and that you should go out of your way to eat at. It was good, but some dishes were better than others. I will say though that it was a cool experience to eat there. It was a really cool atmosphere. The restaurant is really well decorated. It seems to be a really great place for people who want to show support for Ukraine and for those like-minded people to gather. I actually spoke to one of the staff, and I was actually told that while before Veselka Veselka was not really very popular with Ukrainians. It was mostly local New Yorkers. Ever since the war started, now it's a little different, they said, where they get Ukrainians every day. So that's kind of cool that Veselka, at least more recently, has become more of a hub for Ukrainians. So if you want to check it out because you're interested in its history and you're interested in its contemporary impact, then yeah, I would check out Veselka. As for the food itself, I would say it's solid, but I wouldn't say the food is gonna blow you away, but it's solid food. And once again, this is just my opinion. I don't know anything about Ukrainian food or Eastern European food at all. Maybe I just have bad taste or I have a different palate. So if you've been to Veselka before, or if you have thoughts on the food at Veselka that I showed you, let me know in the comments because great minds eat alike. If you like my videos, make sure you like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. Until next time, I'll see you later.